Hey there, folks. Mark from Like Minded Lunatics coming at you with a Monday music matchup. And boy, I've got a fun one today. I'm excited to get to it. But before I do that, first let me thank all the folks who have been adding us as subscribers. We are adding subscribers every day. We hit a milestone on here in January, breaking that 5,000 subscriber mark. We're really happy you're here. If you've not hit the subscribe button yet, let me encourage you to do so. It doesn't cost you nothing, and it sure does help support the channel. Also, we've got a ton of content that I would love for you to check out. We've got a TV show on Austin Music T.V. All the link description for that is in the description of every video. So we've got a lot of stuff going on here at Like Minded Lunatics that I would encourage you to check out. All right, so today we're going to take a look at, so recently I was going back and listening to the Black Crowes, as everybody should, because it's such a great band. And that Shake Your Moneymaker album was fantastic. One of the songs off of there, Jealous Again. Love that song. Such a great bluesy tune. And I was looking at the trivia for it as it was playing, and I was kind of surprised to see that this song was the subject of a lawsuit back in 2008. So in 2008, the Black Crowes filed a lawsuit against country singer Gretchen Wilson, no relation to Ann and Nancy, claiming that she infringed upon their copyright for the song Jealous Again. The suit also included claims against Sony and TNT, who was using the song in promotional commercials. The claim was that Wilson copied the Crowes' hit when she recorded her song, Work Hard, Play Harder. The lawsuit was eventually settled out of court for an undisclosed sum, and Black Crowes members Chris and Rich Robinson, the Robinson brothers, were given songwriting credits on Work Hard, Play Harder. Wow, that's a big deal. And I thought we would take a look at these two songs, put them back to back, because one of the things that occurred to me, number one, I'm not a country music fan at all, so was unaware of Gretchen Wilson. But one of the things that occurred to me when I read this was like, you know what, if I remember right, like Jealous Again is kind of just like a bluesy, a boogie woogie in D, if I remember right. And that's, how do you copyright boogie woogie? I don't know if you can. So I thought it would be fun to take a look at this and just see how close these songs are. So let's go back in time to the Black Crowes in 1990, refresh our memory. Jealous Again. All right, so right off the bat, man, that is just like, and I've got the guitar here. I'm going to try not to hurt your ears, but I mean that is just a blues in D. Is honestly all that is. We've got that first part. What is it? What is it? And then we've got that blues in D. I mean that blues riff. That is so iconic. So, I don't know, man. How do you copyright that? Let's take a listen to Gretchen Wilson, see if we get an idea of if the first of this even sounds similar. Here we go. All right, that is a little bit suspect there. So the Black Crowes, it sounds like, they do that thing where they, and this is just the. Can you copyright a slide like that? I don't know if you can. I mean, it's similar, but then again, it's a bluesy song, so. And it does sound like it's hitting, what is that? It's in D and C, and then D. Does sound like. Does sound a little similar, don't it? All right, hang on. Let's back up. I just listened to the opening riff. Let's let Black Crowes do their lyrics. Let's let Mr. Chris. I've always loved that, what is it, the jealous again. Oh boy, that's a great riff, isn't it? Jealous again. That's great, isn't it? I just love the Black Crowes. All right, let's go back to Gretchen, see what her first verse and chorus sounds like.
I work a double shift on Monday. Tuesday I get up before dawn.
God damn, that's similar, ain't it? That is pretty similar. I mean, you know what? I try to be as liberal as possible with this type of stuff because, artistic musical quotation, all that type of stuff is a viable form of art. But boy, I'm hearing that in there too.
Wednesday pouring coffee. Thursday night I'm tending the bar. Well, when Friday finally rolls around, I call my rough and rowdy friends and we're honky tonk bound. I work hard, I play harder.
God damn, it's close, isn't it? Let's go back to Black Crowes. Yeah. I mean, I guess for like the chord progression and stuff, going from the D to the C to the back to the power chord and then back over to B. I mean, a ton of songs use that, but boy, the way it's arranged, God, going from the boogie woogie, going from that to that, it's pretty close, ain't it?
Smell the gasoline burning, boys are feeling nervous and cold. Oh yeah, I'm jealous again. All the time I let you in. Jealous again.
That's a great drum run right there, isn't it, little Phil? Damn, Black Crowes was a good band. Still is. Saw them a year and a half ago. Great. All right, let's go back to Gretchen Wilson.
I'm a good time in American daughter. Redneck, blue collar, and I party down to my last dollar. I work hard, I work hard, I work hard. I play harder.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? You put fiddle over it, and I guess you don't really recognize it, but boy, the underlying riff and chord progression is really similar, isn't it? My goodness.
It's my time on manicures and spray on tans.
And like I said, that boogie woogie it's in so many things. I mean, so many songs. But the way that they're moving those chords and the beat, the rhythm, and all that stuff is, God, it's similar.
And I don't pay no never mind to the calluses I've worn on my hand. You know that people just can't understand how I'm the first to clock in, but the last to pass out. I work hard, I play harder. I'm a good time in American daughter. Redneck.
I'm a good time American daughter. I guess there ain't nothing more American than taking somebody's piece of art and saying, this is mine. So maybe she's right, isn't she?
Party down to my last dollar. I work hard, I work hard, I work hard. I play harder. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let's go back to Black Crowes.
Baby, stop, understand me. I ain't afraid of losing face. Stop, understand me. I ain't afraid of ever losing faith in you. Hey. Never felt like smiling. Sugar wanna kill me, yeah. Yeah. Find me loose, left and laughing, singing songs that got no regret.
Yeah, as much as I want to be give somebody the benefit of the doubt. Somebody at Sony should have recognized this, don't you think? Even if the artist didn't. Like, I can understand because, you know, I'm not a country music fan. So, like, if I came up with a riff and it was from a country music artist, I would not know. Unless it was like Alabama or Johnny Cash, I would probably be like, I had no idea. But wouldn't you think that people at Sony, there would have been somebody at Sony that went, it's pretty damn close to Black Crowes. We might want to credit them or at least contact Chris and Rich. You would think somebody there would have known. Let's listen to this. All they've done over here is replace the piano with fiddle, isn't it? That's all they've done.
I work hard, I play harder.
Take that fiddle out, and in
Jealous again. I'm a good time in American daughter. Blue collar, and I party down to my last dollar.
yeah, it's too similar, isn't it? And again, that's not to besmirch Gretchen Wilson's name. I don't know her. I had to look her up. Is she kin to Nancy and Ann? Because that was my first reaction. Or Brian and Dennis. That was my first reaction. I don't know who she is, but not to besmirch her name, but somebody should have known, don't you think? Somebody at Sony at BME should have been like, boy, might want to have legal look into this one. And the fact that they settled doesn't necessarily indicate culpability, that they're admitting wrongdoing. It just is admitting that we don't think we can win this, or it's going to be cheaper to pay out. Oh boy, that's a sticky one, isn't it? Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we finish up by just listening to the Black Crowes? Because goddamn, that's a good song, isn't it?
For a time I let you in. Jealous, yeah, I'm jealous again. Got no time, baby. Stop, understand me. I ain't afraid of losing face. Stop, understand me. I ain't afraid of ever losing faith in you. Don't you think I want to? Don't you think I would? Don't you think I'd tell you, baby, if I only could? Am I acting crazy? Am I just too proud? Am I just plain lazy? Ever, 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 ever jealous? Jealous again.
One of the things I've always liked about the Black Crowes is that they really do a great job of combining kind of classic blues with almost like Southern gospel type stuff. I love that about them. So much of blues feels like it's got one foot in blues and one foot in like rock and roll. They always felt like blues, gospel, and I know they're closely related, but so much more so than a lot of other bands that use blues licks. Boy, the Black Crowes is so gospel-y, aren't they? You feel like they should be playing a revival. When we saw Black Crowes, Chris was dressed in this almost like a preacher outfit, a white, complete white suit, and he had a parasol with him, and he was twirling it as he was singing and stuff, and it felt like that he was on, you know, he was at some type of Southern belle party or something. It felt gospel-y to me. Boy, that drum fill is good, isn't it? That.
Jealous, yeah, jealous again. Got no time, baby. Oh yeah.
Man, what a tune, right? What a great tune, and what an interesting case. I didn't read directly into the findings or anything like that, but it looks like that they did. Sony and BME and Gretchen Wilson did settle with the Black Crowes, undisclosed amount of money, and credited Rich and Chris as songwriters on this. So, man, what an interesting case. It's one of those things too, man. Like, I really want to give artists leeway on this because, as an artist myself, I know how easy it is to crib somebody else's work and not realize it. The number of times that I've written something in a story or a stage performance, and then weeks later I'll be watching an old movie. Holy crap, that's from my science project, or some weird esoteric film that I had just memorized a little bit of dialogue from, didn't remember that I remembered it, and used it. So I'm willing to grant them a lot of leeway, but boy, oh boy, somebody at Sony should have heard that and went, nope, we need to either rearrange this thing or we need to contact Black Crowes, see if we can't get their permission, because damn, it's close. Well, folks, hopefully you enjoyed this one. Again, I am not crapping on Gretchen Wilson. Again, I fully understand it's possible not to know anything about another genre that you're not involved in, because I sure don't know anything about country music, even though the fact I grew up in the middle of the country. Didn't listen to it. So hopefully you enjoyed this one. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out some of our other videos. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And take care of yourselves, folks. We'll see you soon.